your goals were during bye week and what's happened this week?
The goals were to enhance the things that we've done, not to take any steps backward, to have a lot of development of young guys. And that doesn't mean we stopped developing the older guys. There's a lot of things that we did differently this bye week than we did last year. A lot of things we did different than I've probably ever done in the past because we've got a lot of momentum going and we want to continue it. So we kept working, even our guys, our ones, and a lot of the things that we've done, made a lot of corrections, but then have the ability to go out there with those younger guys and compete and play, and as opposed to reading a card or as opposed to even being a 2 and going against scout team guys where you kind of know what they're going to do. Time for us to go out there and let the 2s on defense and the 3s on defense play what they play and the offense play what they play, so you can see guys actually play in those situations a little bit more.
How much do you gain out of getting a lot of reps for those second and third team guys, especially some that you're counting on?
You gain a lot if they take it the right way, and I think that's what I'm probably happiest about the last 3 days is these guys have come out here, they understand what it means, they understand that the run of this team is really going to depend a lot on some of those guys that might not be starters right now. Might be guys like Jakari that have to step in because a guy like Garrett Campbell goes down. Guys that got to step up and play better for us on special teams. So I think those guys came out with the right frame of mind, understand that this is about work. We've got some momentum. We've got to continue it, but we've got to find a way to take this thing to the next level.
Is that the thought behind a guy like Blake Yeager getting some reps with the ones and just
there's no
just
doubt.
in case?
You got to, and it's a time for guys like Dino Boyd that maybe has a little bit of a foot issue or something where he's banged up a little bit. We still want him to come out here, we still want him to work, but there's an opportunity when we go team to get Blake a lot of reps. Some of those guys that are what we kind of call 1Bs, the ones that are right there ready to roll back in for us if something happens. You don't always have the next tackle up. It's always the next best guy up, whether he's a linebacker or whatever. You got to be able to move some things around, and I think this is a week where you have the ability to do that.
At 6-0, would you have rather just kept playing, or does the rest come?
You know what? I mean, in some ways you would. In some ways, it's not a bad time too. The only thing you worry about is momentum, and you feel too good about what it is that you've done, and you relax a little bit too much, and you put yourself into vulnerable situations. Whether that's guys going home, being off the field, different things. So it's all a part. No matter what, we got to be able to handle it. Whether the bye week's now, if it was in 3 weeks, if it was in 2 weeks, whether you're 6-0 or 0-6.
You had Wiley out of the red jersey and back in the white jersey and out there working. What have you seen from him the first couple of days, and do you think he'll play some this season?
I think he will. I think he will. And the question will be is whether it's only in the 4 games and still have an opportunity, or if it's a situation where we can play him in the last 6 or so games. We're not trying to hold him back. If he's ready to roll and he can help us, we'll play him. And he wants to do that too. He doesn't want to wait. But we also got to be smart in some of those situations. So we're going to play it by, as the game goes. We'll have a plan, and if the plan has to change, it has to change. But we have the first plan is to definitely play him.
There's a couple guys like that who as a coach, you might say, I'd like to keep him out because then I can have him for an extra year. But it seems like if the guys are showing it on the practice field, you're going to reward them by letting them.
We got to. Yeah. I mean, there's too many things that can happen. A guy could, like a Jared Dokes, could all of a sudden get hurt in his sophomore or junior year and misses a season and things like that. So, we don't have that crystal ball. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. But if a guy has an opportunity to play and he can help this team in this program, we're going to play him.
That second team offensive line today, a lot of young guys. Is that exciting that you're starting to see the fruit of the recruiting labor up in the trenches?
It's exciting when you look at them because there's some really good size up there. There's some guys that love the game of football. It's a little scary at times when you see some of that. I think the 2 defensive line is a little bit ahead of where they are, and they play a lot more. So sometimes it's a little bit of a mismatch and can be frustrating. But those guys, that's as good a look as they're going to see. And I just keep kind of reiterate that to them is you got to go out there, you got to compete. You're not going to see a better look, even if it's on Saturday afternoon. Those guys are good players, and you just got to keep building from them.
Ever had a look where you got 6'10 and 6'8 at tackle?
I've never had that, and that's why I said it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking sometimes because those little guys might go around them a little bit just yet, but as they catch up, it's going to be a difference maker.
Bye week's always a big recruiting week. Are you noticing, or are coaches noticing, with the way the team's playing right now, kind of a different response and vibe from some of the coaches or recruiters?
It is. I don't know that it's the coaches. The coaches understand that these things go in waves, and the ability to be consistent confidence is the ultimately what you really want. But there's no doubt that kids understand a lot more, especially the ones not just in the state, especially in Cincinnati in general. But they've taken notice. That's for sure. There's a better, different response in a lot of ways, but a lot of that is because of the relationships you built even when things weren't going well.
Good. Do you put much stock in being ranked, especially with recruiting at this point, or?
Energy of a program, there's a lot of stock that goes into that, whether it's recruiting these guys. I mean, we talked about what has winning done for you, and it's built confidence. That's a big deal. It's a big deal when you've kind of been where we have been the last couple of years. So how much stock is it? It's only what you guys feel from it, and I think that you can feel some energy, not just from our guys, from campus, from the recruiting side of things. It's now, can you handle it the right way?
All good.
Thanks, Coach.